The LIMEN Helix Gazette, 32 minutes, tails out. Essay, Kansas, February 1999. On a half hour that was sold with the building. My mother keeps a 7-inch reel of tape on the shelf above the radio in her kitchen, in a white box with a strip of masking tape down the side and a Sunday in 1968 on it in another man's handwriting. 1,200 feet of quarter-inch, which at the speed a radio station ran is 32 minutes. She has had it 25 years. She has never heard a second of it. There has never been a machine in that house that could play it, and none in mine, and none in any house I have been inside since. I asked her once why she did not just have it copied, and she said she was going to do it properly. The program was half an hour live Sunday at 3, and it had been my grandfather's band since 1961. Saturday was the basement. Sunday was the drive-in. The folding chairs in the hall outside the studio, the door width felt along the bottom, and the red light. You did not talk when the red light was on. You did not stand up. I was 6, then 9, then 12, and the whole week had a shape because of that half hour. And I understood the way you understand a thing at that age without ever putting it in a sentence, that we were being put somewhere. That was what the light meant. Somebody was keeping it. Nothing was kept. The station recorded on the tape it had, and on Monday wound back to the head and put Tuesday over Sunday, because tape cost money, and a half hour of local men playing was not an asset. What survived, survived by accident, and the accidents are property now. Until 2018, no American recording made before 1972 was under federal copyright. The Music Modernization Act brought them in at once, and anything published between 1957 and February of 1972 is protected until the 15th of February, 2067. 99 years. Nobody who has handled a reel that old believes there are 99 years in it. Ours went into a dumpster behind the building on a Thursday in February of 1999. My mother drove out when she heard and was told she could not take any of it, because the contents had been sold with the building. He had a stroke in the October after that Sunday and never played again. He lived until 1984 and talked and drove and watched the games, and the accordion stayed in its case behind the coats. And my mother and my Aunt Ruth carried the half hour for another 27 years with a man from the grain elevator on guitar. So the only sound in the world of my grandfather playing is on that reel. If it is on that reel, which is the other thing about it? Somewhere in the middle of the 80s, the two of them started arguing about a verse. It is a song he sang, and neither of them ever wrote the words down, because you do not write down the words your father sings. My mother has it one way. Ruth had it another, one word different, and the word changes who the song is about. They said it to each other every Christmas from about 1986, and it was not a fight, it was the fixture the day was built on, the way other families have a card game. Nobody thought to ask him while he was alive, because while he was alive, there was nothing to ask. Ruth died in 2014. Vern Sedlacek ran the board on Sunday afternoons for 19 years and was let go in the sale along with everyone who was not the transmitter. He filled the bed of his truck the night before the clearance, without asking anybody, which was not his to do, and which he has never called anything but tidying up. My mother had given him a date in that parking lot in February when he came over to the dumpster and asked whether there was one she wanted. 2 years later, he came up the driveway with one box and would not come in for coffee. He said he had been going through them anyway. He had been going through them for 2 years, at night, in a basement, a half hour at a time, listening to other people's fathers. He did not say that part, my mother did not ask, and I only know because I did the arithmetic later. It fixed nothing. It is the same 32 minutes it was in the dumpster. She keeps it out of the sun and off the floor, standing on its edge like a book, wound tails out, which is how an archive stores tape, and is not how anybody does it by accident. She read it somewhere, and she has done it for 25 years to a thing she has never heard. She did try once to do it properly. The place in Wichita asked her who owned the recording, which is a fair question, and the only honest answer is a station that has been sold 3 times and does not exist. They were very nice about it. Nothing has happened since. I have 9 seconds of her on my phone, singing it in the car from a July when she did not know I had it running. She sang Ruth's Word. This reading was produced with a synthetic voice. The writing is the paper's own.